The puppet is one of the most iconic characters in video games, not only in the FNAF series, but all over. The puppet has been in the series since the start, being introduced in FNAF 2 and existing in at least 6 out of the 8 FNAF games since then. So of course we need to do a facts video on the character. You may know some of them already, but you also may not. So strap in and keep the music wound, otherwise you gonna get jump scared. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Connor Monroe, and I'm back at the studio. Clearly. There's also a picture from my childhood that has me straight up looking like Bonnie. Scott, you owe me some money. The puppet is one of the most popular FNAF characters, having multiple versions across the canon series and an immeasurable amount of fan creations. But which facts about the real one should we remind you of for the lore to come? That's what we're exploring with today's list of the top 10 Scary FNAF Puppet Facts. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already so we can jump right in, because there's no more intro. In at 10, not first. Apparently, unlike everyone from the YouTube comments, the puppet was indeed not the first. Well, first victim of William Afton. That ends up being Chica, as told to us by Chica in Ultimate Custom Night, saying, "I was first, I have seen everything." Which is pretty weird if you think about it. Like, why is Susie the first one to die? Like, why can't it be Charlotte or Cassidy? Like, why must it be that every time we think we have something right about the series that's locked in and it's established in the community, Scott ends up just throwing it down the drain? It happens with the puppet and it happens with the identity of Michael Afton every other week, so I don't know why. Every time we think we know something, unless it's been directly confirmed, it gets thrown out the window. Well, unlike our first assumptions that the puppet wasn't first, but still. In at 9, Give Life. From the FNAF 2 minigame Give Gifts, Give Life, we can tell that while not being the first, the puppet was the one who brought the other animatronics to life in the suits. We see as the children lay down on the ground, the puppet gives them gifts to cheer them up, because, you know, being dead will put a bummer on things. But when that doesn't work, I guess the puppet's like, oh damn, they must be dead-o, and brings them to life in the animatronic suits, which is interesting from a lore standpoint now with what we know about Remnant, since, you know, they don't possess animatronics on their own. Were they in enough pain before they died? That sounds really bad, but like, did they not suffer enough? Should they have experienced more pain? Ah, man, what the FNAF series will do to literally any pure soul. Not that my soul was pure. Hell no, I don't have a soul. And I enjoy killing Braith in Skyrim too much for that, especially in VR. I'm still on that. VR killing simulator. And at 8, Behind the Mask. You wanna know who's behind the mask? Do you really want to know? You already know, people. Come on, I literally said it in number 10. It's Charlotte. Well, I mentioned Charlotte, but it's not like you didn't know that. It's not like this channel introduced you to the FNAF series. You're all here because matpat isn't uploading any new theory videos. Well, except for that one he just uploaded. Well, either way, the one hidden behind the puppet mask is Charlotte, Henry's daughter, as revealed by the original FNAF novel trilogy. We technically don't know her official name in the game since her grave was blurred out in the gravestone ending of FNAF 6, but nevertheless, it's still Henry's daughter, as told to us by Henry himself during his final monologue in the real FNAF 6 ending. Because we know this is Henry speaking, not only because he calls the puppet his daughter, but also because in the Insanity ending we can hear an audio file play, and the monitor on your computer has the file labeled as HRY223, HRY Henry. So, yes, Charlotte or Charlie is the puppet, even in the games. Chill up. Number 7, Appearance. The puppet has a very simple design. Black fabric covering the body aside from white stripes near the wrists and a mask. See, even dead children possessing animatronics will wear face masks, people. The mask is a simple yet freaky design. It has solid black empty eyes with purple streaks running down from them. They're like voids. With red cheeks like some damn demonic Pikachu, and then a mouth that makes me not want to know what that mouth do. Probably eat my damn face. This is one creepy animatronic, especially when presented in the right way, like when walking down the hallway in FNAF VR. Other than that, if it's just chilling in the music box, it's fine. Even if it's poking its little head out, like, it's still okay. Why is it that people like use nursery rhymes to make stuff scary? Like Pop Goes the Weasel, for example. Why do people use that to be scary? It's not alright because it works, okay? Children are already scary enough as it is. I almost got stabbed by one when I was working in an elementary school as a co-op student in high school. Yeah, they mentioned it as a hazard, but I thought it was a joke. Nope. One time the teacher wasn't around and that little bugger just came running at me with scissors. Luckily they were safety scissors because it's not like I would have put that kid on the ground, but honestly I should have, even if I really did want to. True story. And at 6, key player. When we talk about FNAF, you usually think about the core 4 animatronics, the ones who have had multiple versions of themselves and have appeared in basically every game, aside from Chica and Sister location. Yes, Scott was a little too tired of the fan art, but rules are rules, Scott, especially internet rules. However, even though she got introduced in the second game, the puppet has been presented in at least 6 out of the 8 FNAF games, appearing in FNAF 2, FNAF 3, FNAF 4's Nightmare On, FNAF 6 in the Security Puppet minigame, Ultimate Custom Night, FNAF VR Help Wanted, and FNAF 1 in the form of posters that can sometimes appear on the wall. The puppet has been, dare I say, puppeteering the FNAF series from the background, even before being a canon character in the series. Puns. Halfway through at number 5, First. While no, Charlotte may not have been the first victim by William Afton, she was the first to possess any animatronic. This was shown to us in the Security Puppet minigame, where we see the puppet and Charlotte combined after she was brutally killed by Afton outside of a Fazbear joint. With what we now know about Remnant and Agony, how true possession only comes from intense pain and emotion in the form of agony, we can be damn well sure that she was in agonizing pain when she was killed. Not only was she, murdered at the hands of her father's friend and business partner, but she was also stuck outside of her favorite place on Earth. Somewhere that was literally designed to defend her, but the security puppet was blocked off by an unknown source, probably just a couple of bullies who wanted a girl out of their fun. So she was in agony, so much so that she was instantly able to possess an animatronic that was designed to defend her. So much that it sacrificed itself by crawling in the rain. It's like Henry coded himself into the security puppet. That's a theory for another day. And at 4, Lefty. The Lefty animatronic is actually an acronym. LEFTE stands for Lure, Encapsulate, Fuse, Transport, and Extract. So, before you go off in the comments saying that we spelt it wrong, technically we didn't. It's just more commonly written with a Y. This version of Freddy, which it is, don't come for me saying that it's not a Freddy, okay? Any bear with a Freddy characteristics is a Freddy animatronic, especially in this series. Anyway, this bear was specially designed by Henry to emit the bracelet code that corresponds to the one Charlotte was wearing, as we see in the security puppet minigame, the green one. Then use that bracelet to lure the puppet Charlotte, to capture her, bring her to the pizzeria from Pizzeria Simulator, and then free her soul. This line is such a good example of context and delivery. The way I put that is nice. He wanted to free his daughter's soul. But if I was to say something like capture her and then bring her to the pizzeria so that she could burn with the rest, which is still true, that sounds a lot more sinister. Just goes to show that you need more than one perspective on everything. And at 3, creation. The creation of the puppet is very straightforward. I've been saying it this whole video, really. Charlotte was brutally murdered outside of a Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, as we see in the FNAF 2 minigame of Take Cake, where Freddy is tasked with bringing cake to crying children, while we helplessly watch her get killed by none other than, you guessed it, Matthew Perry. Okay, not really, but that then takes us to the events of the security puppet minigame from FNAF 6, where we see the puppet head outside the back of the pizzeria and finds Charlotte's dead body, and then falls down next to her, allowing her to live on by possessing it, which potentially takes us to Midnight Motorist, which makes me think that the crying child saw Charlotte be killed by his father, since he was at the Fazbear restaurants, and the father, he got home. It was called later that night. I'm not certain, but it's just a theory. Theory for another video. You thought I was gonna say it. And at 2, fan versions. While the normal puppet animatronic may not be scary per se, the fan-made versions of the character are. Take for example the Reaper puppet from Final Nights 3 and 4, the scrapped withered puppet that was showcased by Amanda in the Top 10 Scary FNAF Fan Animatronics Part 2, or literally any other animatronic puppet that was ever created. I don't know how people are so easily able to make this damn thing so scary. I usually don't include fan-made versions as a number on these facts lists, but for some reason so many people want to make terrifying versions of the puppet. What about the Havoc puppet from Dermitibus? Have you seen that thing? It's like the spiders in Australia got their hands on the illicit substances that bodybuilders use. If you're mad about the weird phrasing, blame YouTube, not me. Can't say anything anymore without being demonetized. Damn, this puppet got me ranting about YouTube. That means you know it did something. Finally, in number 1, family ties. The puppet is one of the few dead children to have a connection to someone important in the series, the others being members of the Afton family. The puppet, on the other hand, is a member of the Emily family. Well, at least according to the book, their last name is Emily, but who cares at this point? Out of everything we want answered, you decide to give us that, Scott? We legit have a list about top 10 FNAF unanswered questions, by the way. You should go check that out. Click in the top right corner. However, Charlotte has more of a connection than anybody else. I mean, she is Henry's daughter, the mastermind behind the animatronics of the Freddy's restaurants, and she was killed by William Afton, the business partner to her father. She was probably also friends with his kids since their parents were together so much, and she went on to become the first possessed animatronic, bringing to life all those that came after, either directly or by proxy. There we have it, friends, the top 10 scary FNAF Puppet Facts. Which facts surprised you the most, if any, and what should I include in a part 2? I know you knew most of these already, but this isn't a facts you didn't know list, okay? Haha, got you. Clickbait, but also not really. Be sure you let me know down below, and on your way down, be sure you hit like and subscribe for daily gaming content, and ring that bell to join the clan and level up. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.
There we go.
Welcome back, Connor.
Should've kept that.
From the FNAF 2 minigame Give Gifts to Give Life, we can tell that while not being first, the puppet was the first to... Yeah, you know? Oh, I did not miss the whole having apostrophes converted to O's. I guess the puppet's like, oh damn, they must be deado. Then it's not even supposed to say deado. I'm gonna say that anyway, that's good. I almost got stabbed by one when I was working in an... Welcome back. Where Freddy is tasked with bringing cake to crying children, as seen in the FNAF 2 minigame of Take Cake, where Freddy is tasked with bringing cake to crying children while we helplessly watch her get killed. The fan-made... Wow, I just spit everywhere.